We have just sailed on board Royal Caribbean's Independence of the Seas. We booked a guarantee balcony cabin, and when we received our cabin, we were actually given a larger balcony cabin, which was deck 6 forward. Our cabin number is 6532.
Stateroom 6532 is a balcony cabin located towards the front of deck 6 on Independence of the Seas. When you enter the cabin, as usual, you'll find all of the safety information on the back of the door. The bathroom is located on your left as you enter and contains a shower, sink and toilet. There is a good amount of storage in here with shelving and cupboards around the sink area. The shower has a sliding door rather than a shower curtain, and you'll find some provided combined body wash and shampoo in here. As you exit the bathroom, you'll see the wardrobes opposite. The storage in this area is pretty good, with a large hanging space and some shelves. This space is quite flexible, with some fold-down rails that provide extra hanging space if required. Your life jackets are also stored in the wardrobe. You'll find the cabin safe just above the shelving, and this is a pretty good size. The dressing table is quite large, with plenty of mirrors. On sailings out of the UK, you will have a kettle provided. In the cupboard underneath the dressing table, there is a mini fridge. There is also some hidden storage behind the mirrors. The sofa was also large, but was showing some signs of wear and tear. The bed has been set as a king in this room, but you can also have twin beds if required. The balcony is a good size, and we were provided with 2 chairs and a table out here. The balcony is completely shaded, and again the signs of wear and tear were particularly visible here.
The location of the cabin itself we found to be really good. We were a little bit worried actually because it's on deck 6 and it's just above the Royal Promenade. We thought we might find it a little bit noisy here, but there have been absolutely no issues. We're pretty close to the forward staircase, and it's been super easy to get from our cabin to anywhere that we wanted to be on the ship. We've also found it to be really quiet. We haven't really been able to hear our neighbours or anything like that happening. Sometimes you can hear people passing through as they're walking down the corridor, as you can in any other cabin, but there are no noises from above or either side at all. The first thing that we noticed about the cabin is that the size is really good. In fact, I don't think we've ever had a cabin which is as spacious as this. The width and the length are really good, and we have commented about how we've had to do quite a lot of steps in our cabin in comparison to normal. Another thing that we thought was really good in this cabin is the storage in here. There are lots of drawers, the wardrobe space is really good, and there are some good shelves inside the wardrobes too. We also thought that the bathroom had some great storage in there, and there's lots of sneaky bits of storage like behind mirrors and things like that. So there's nooks and crannies everywhere to keep things. So if you were on a longer sailing on board this ship, you would definitely be able to find a home for everything and be able to keep it tidy because there's enough space to keep everything in.
There are so many mirrors in the cabin, it's unbelievable. If you're standing in one place, you can see yourself in many different views, which sometimes isn't a good thing. But it's great when you're trying to get ready for a night out, because if there's 2 of you or even 3 of you in here, it means that you will be able to all use mirrors. So there's mirrors in the main room and in the bathroom.
The balcony itself is also a pretty good size, we would say. There are 2 decent sized chairs on there and a decent sized table also. It's not just like a little coffee table. You could, if you wanted to, definitely order a full meal and sit out there and eat it with, you know, with enough space to do that. There's also, you know, you can take steps on the balcony. It's not just a sort of be able to reach the railing from the door type of situation.
When we first came into the cabin, our beds were set up as a king, and we had requested them to be twins. It wasn't an issue at all. The cabin steward separated them for us. The beds are a little bit weird, to be honest, because at the end they sort of curve, which means that the sheet doesn't really fit the bed properly at the bottom. so we don't really want our feet to touch the mattress. It's a bit of a strange thing. The beds are reasonably comfy. One thing that we haven't really been impressed with was the standard of some of the sheets. They just look a little bit grubby, and we feel like a company like Royal Caribbean should be just throwing away a sheet if it's got some type of stain on it, which looks like it could be someone's bodily fluids. So that is something that we've not been massively impressed with. The bathroom, like the rest of the cabin, is actually a decent size. It's more spacious than a lot of cruise ship bathrooms. The first time we used the shower, we thought, oh, the pressure's not great here. We're never going to be able to get shampoo and conditioner out of our hair. But actually, we've been pleasantly surprised, and we haven't really had an issue with it since that first night. We also, as always, really appreciate the fact that the shower has got a glass door. It is quite difficult, however, to shave your legs in there though. So it's quite a balancing act to be able to do that.
Something that has really disappointed us with this cabin is the condition of it. We're pretty much of the understanding that this is what the cabins do look like on board this ship, and we do appreciate that Independence of the Seas is an older ship. However, the cabin just looks very tired, and in places it almost looks a little bit grubby, like it needs a good scrub. The balcony, there's quite a lot of rust out there around the edges and things like that of the balcony. The door frame on the way out to the balcony, there are a lot of scratches and marks and things like that on there. The curtains that we've got are definitely as old as the cabin itself, and they're very, very see-through. There's lots of little holes in there that let the light through. They don't really meet in the middle. So there's lots of things in here that could be easily fixed, I think, but would make a massive difference to how you would feel staying inside this cabin. We also found that inside the bathroom there were some areas that definitely needed a bit of maintenance. Some of sort of around the edges where there's seals that have gone and it's been patched up. It's been done in a little bit of a haphazard sort of way. So we could definitely tell that Independence of the Seas is really showing her age now, and they really do need to have a good go at updating some of these cabins.
Overall, we have been quite pleased with the cabin in the sense of we really like the design of it. We really like the location of it. We just feel like a few tweaks to the cabins on Independence of the Seas would make a big difference. It's a very much loved ship in Britain, Independence of the Seas, and it deserves to be really looked after. We've had such a good time on the actual cruise that it sort of feels like this is the one thing that has made a difference and slightly ruined it, but we haven't let that bother us, and we've still had a great time.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to give this video a like and drop any questions you've got in the comments down below. Please do also make sure that you're subscribed to our channel. You can also find us on social media to follow along with our cruises live by searching Sisters on the Seas.